and then we'll get going. And as ever, with any of these exercises, if you need to stop at any point or take down the repetitions, feel free to do that. So do look after your bodies during your practice. I trust you all 100%, but if I'm doing something and you're thinking, oh, that's really not feeling good, or I've done enough, come up and out of it and just rest where you need to. I'm making it sound like we're going to be doing an army drill, and we're not. Okie dokie. Brilliant. So I think we will pretty much get started. We might have a couple of people join us during the session, which is fine. As ever, I've planned an array of exercises, so it'll be interesting to see what we actually get through in this session. So if you want to come to your mats, my phone on me to try and stop me overrunning with time. I'm not very good at time management whilst I'm teaching on here. So I am going to come and mute everybody now, just so that there isn't too much interference with sound. Okay, so like I said, today is going to be a little bit more standing functional work, a little bit ballet inspired as well. So we will work in a plie position at some point, and we will work on lengthening and extending those nice lines as well. But ballet is for everyone, men and women. So I think we've got Alan in today's class, doing it for the men. But I cover these types of exercises quite frequently in my classes. It is something that I like to do, whether it's just because of my background, or I think they're quite functional exercises for us to do. So, coming over to the mat, excuse me. Okay, so we'll do a little bit of standing mobility to begin with. Okay, so let's just find our Pilates posture as we're stood on the mat or on the grass. I know a couple of you are outside today, which is lovely to see, enjoying this nice weather. So let's just feel ourselves ground down through our feet. Feel the weight nice and even through the feet, feeling the points of the heels, the big toe, the little toe. Keep your knees slightly soft. Shoulders down away from the ears, arms just comfortably by your side just to begin with. And tucking in your chin a little bit towards your chest and feeling that imaginary piece of string lift and lengthen you up from the crown of the head. So as the back of the head is lengthening up towards the ceiling, as if someone's pulling you up by the ears, your shoulders are coming down and they're also gently drawing together at the back. So it's not a huge chest thrust. It's just a little feeling of drawing those shoulder blades inwards together and then sliding them down into your back pocket. So you've just woken up all these back extensors, even though we just stood still. Okay, let's just take some gentle breath work. So we're just going to place the hands onto the belly. And for 5 breaths, you can do this with your eyes closed if you like. We're going to breathe into the fingers, feeling the expansion of the belly, and we're going to breathe out through the mouth, feeling the belly come back in towards the spine. So do that 4 more times. So the breath is trying to splat into those hands. And as you breathe out, feel that extra abdominal pressure as the breath is released outwards and the tummy comes inwards. So breathing in, expanding through the belly bit, keeping the chest and the shoulders relatively still, exhaling out. So just do these in your own time, 2 more. Really make your belly as big as you can, as if you're breathing into a balloon. And then out through the mouth, feeling the tummy draw back in. 1 more time, inhaling through the nose. And exhaling out through the mouth. Good, bring your arms down by your side, taking that breath work again, but turning the palm of the hands up. We're going to breathe in as we lift and lengthen the arms up towards the ceiling and look up. And we're going to breathe out through the mouth as we press the arms down. Do that 4 more times, inhaling to reach up and lengthen. Keeping those knees soft, exhale to press down. And again, inhale, lengthen. Really stretch through the fingertips to open up through the rib cage, between the hips and the ribs. 2 more times, just in your own time. Inhale to circle the arms upwards. And exhale to release them down. 1 more. Inhaling to reach the arms up, looking up if that's comfortable enough, or you could just keep your eye line to the front and exhale, soften down. Now this time we're going to bring a side bend into it. We're going to breathe in and take both arms up. As we breathe out, we're gently going to let the left arm circle down to the side. To bend us to the side, it comes across the body a little bit, and then inhale, we come back up. Exhale, right arm reaches down, slightly across the body to take us into a supple side bend, and inhale back up. 4 more. So we exhale, left arm goes down across the body. I'm relaxing my head, so my head goes with me. I'm not keeping my head straight, I'm letting the head relax over to the side, and I'm keeping both knees soft. 1 more time either way, exhaling on the way down and inhaling on the way up. 1 more time, exhale down with the right arm, inhale up with the left arm, and release down. Good, just give those shoulders, those hands a little shake. That's it. Good, and we're going to stand a little bit wider, and we're going to do some pelvic circles. So place your hands on your hips, and this is as if we've got a big hula hoop round us, and we're going to do the hula hoop action, but really slow. So standing with your legs parallel to your feet, knees and hips facing forwards, hands on the hips. We're going to think of tucking our pelvis underneath us, as if you're going to take your hips forwards. We're then going to shift the pelvis and the hips towards the right, keeping the knees soft. We take the pelvis round to the back, and then we take it to the left. So we're going through those 4 points, as if we're going to 12 o'clock, and then 3 o'clock, and then 6 o'clock, and 9 o'clock. Do it 1 more time, nice and slow, really just mobilizing through the hips, keeping the upper body relatively soft, the knees soft, and creating that circle. And then we're going to go the other way. So we bring the hips forward slightly, thrust them forwards gently, then to the left, then behind you, and then to the right. Good. That's it. So we've just reversed our clock. Going the other way, keeping the knees soft, and just creating that circle within the hips. That's it. Just waking up through the pelvis, noticing how the body feels through those 4 points. Okay, and then stand with the feet back in, and let's take some shoulder rolls with our arms down by our side. So we're going to breathe in to bring the shoulders up. We're going to open the chest and the shoulders as if we're sliding our shoulder blades down into our back pockets, and then soften the knees. So inhale up, exhale, soften. If you want to, you can bring the hands to the tips of the shoulders and do this movement leading with the elbows, so you get a little bit more stretch through the chest. Just be careful as you're lifting your elbows, you're not arching your back. Keep the belly in towards the spine. 2 more. Inhaling to reach those elbows up. Exhaling down. If it's too much with the elbows, just keep those arms by your side. That's it. And this time, just nice and gently take both arms into it. But again, gentle is the way this morning. So try not to take the arms and force them behind you. Think of the upwards and the outwards as the most important part. 3 more. Inhale to lift up, circling them out and slightly behind you and softening down. 2 more. Inhale, big extension. Exhale, soft. 1 more. Inhaling up. And exhale. Release down. Good. Okay, let's just take some thoracic rotations, taking the arms out to the side, palm of the hands down, shoulders away from your ears. Put those shoulder blades back into your back pockets. Keep the knees soft. Now this time, keep your lower body from the waist down, facing forwards. We're going to breathe in. As we breathe out, we're going to rotate the upper body from the waist up to the right. We're going to breathe in to hold, and we're going to breathe out to come back. Breathe in there. Breathe out, rotate the upper body only round to the left. So draw that right hip back. Stretch the fingertips, one to the front, one to the back. And come back. If it's too much on shoulders, I'm going to do it one more time either way. You could cross the arms across the chest. Breathe into that rotation. Breathe out to return. Inhale here. Breathe out. Let's go to the left with the arms folded or the arms out. It's completely up to you. Breathing in there. Breathe out, come back. And release those arms again. Just take a couple of shoulder rolls, or maybe just shake out through the arms, or a couple of double arm raises and lowers. Anything that feels nice for you, just to bring in a little bit of release at the end of that. Okay, let's just take some ankle circles. Remembering you could come and hold on to something if there's something convenient next to you. Okay, so standing with our hands on our hips. Going to take my weight down through my left leg and just put my right leg out in front of me. Regain that length of the spine, softness in the shoulders, and lift the right leg up. Lift the toes up towards the ceiling, and let's circle the foot and the ankle out for 6 and then inwards for 6. Trying to keep that nice stability and length through the supporting side. That's it, and then coming in, just noticing how the mobility is with the ankles. I'm trying to ignore my clicking and creaking within my ankles. Sorry about that. And then over the other side, so balancing down through the right leg, tap the left leg out in front, gain your balance first, keep those shoulders down, lift that other leg off, lift the toes up, and let's go out for 6. So really trying to mobilise the full foot and ankle as much as you can, trying to move the toes a bit as well. And then come in for 6. Okay, so the whole time thinking of lengthening out of this supporting leg. That's it. And lower down. Okay, nice and easy like we usually do. Legs a little bit wider, but we're still parallel. Toes, knees and hips still to the front. Hands on the hips, we're going to bend both knees. We're going to transfer over to the right leg a little bit more. So we can just lift off the left heel and just do a really, really gentle little bounce, just to create a bit of stretch on the underneath side of that left foot. And then plant the left heel, transfer your weight over slowly and peel off the right heel. And again, just very gently take that little soft bounce there. Keep your shoulders soft. And then we're going to alternate over for 8. So we're going to go 8, 7, keeping the knees soft and keeping the hips nice and still so that we're not doing this. Feels nice. Try and keep the hips in the center. 4, 3, both knees soft. 2, 1, and lower both legs down. Good, bring those feet back in. We're going to do 2 roll downs through the spine. So I'm going to face the side to demo. Remembering that with your roll downs, you could slide your hands down your thighs so that at the end of your roll down, you're here and you're supported by your arms. You don't have to go all the way. Okay, so 2 repetitions with your arms by your side. We're going to breathe in to lift the chin. And we're going to breathe out to roll the chin in towards the chest. Soften those knees. Imagine you've got that imaginary weight on the front of your forehead and your fingertips taking you down into that forward fold. So you're either here with a nice relaxed head, or you slide the hands down the thighs and you're relaxing here with a little bit more support. You could even be a little bit higher up if you needed to be. Take a couple of breaths wherever you are into that forward fold. Next breath in, we're going to bend the knees. And as you breathe out, I want you to round and tuck your tailbone underneath you and round up through the spine, keeping the head heavy until the last moment we bring the eye line up. We take a couple of shoulder rolls at the top and then we go again. We breathe in to lift. We breathe out to tuck the chin in. We keep rolling down through the spine. Now I'm going to show you a little variation at the bottom if you want a little bit more hamstring hip stretch. We're going to bend your right knee even more and straighten your left leg. So your pelvis is sort of hinged towards the right a little bit. Okay, so if I face you, it might be a little bit clearer. So I've hinged towards the right. The same arm as the leg that's now straight, which is the left side, is going to open up and out towards the ceiling. Okay, you're looking up towards that top hand, which is stacked on the shoulder, and you are breathing. An easier version, if you want it, is both knees soft, left arm across the chest, and just open the left shoulder and come into that rotation there. Otherwise, the right hand is down to anchor us or on the side of the leg, and we're holding that rotation. One more nice deep breath in. Breathe out, come back to center, relax the head in the center, and then bend your left knee and straighten your right. So the whole body shifts towards the left a little bit. Left hand is the anchor on the outside of the leg or the floor, and the right arm is going to open out. Just be mindful of that shoulder and your neck. Come out of this if you need to. Otherwise, keep the level down by staying a little bit higher, just crossing the right arm across the chest and coming into that rotation. One more nice deep breath in. Out, you're going to recover back down to the mat, bend both knees. Breathe in there, and let's roll back up through the spine as we breathe out. Really thinking of tucking our tailbone underneath us, rounding the spine to curve up. And taking a couple of shoulder rolls at the top. Okay, let's just do 2 double arm raises and lowers with your arms by your side. Inhaling to lift up and exhaling to lower. One more time, inhale, lengthen, and exhale, lower. Okay, we're going to do our beach ball movement for spinal mobility that we did in class earlier in the week. Don't worry if you don't know what I mean, I'm going to demonstrate it all fully now. We're going to stand a little bit wider than hip width now, so give yourself a nice base to work with. And then we're going to turn out from the hips so that our knees and our feet and our hips are facing the diagonal. So we're about 10 to 2 on a clock face. Don't force that turn out, just have that soft turn out, but remember it comes from the pelvis and not just by twisting the knees. So we've opened out into what's going to be our second position for our pliés in a lot of today's exercises. Okay, from there, if I face the side, you're going to bring your arms round into a circular shape as if you are hugging a beach ball. Okay, and then you're going to slightly bring your chin in towards your chest and round over that beach ball. So you've just created an upper body curve. So I'm drawing my belly button in towards my spine. I'm opening up the space between my shoulder blades, and I'm looking down through the imaginary beach ball towards the floor. Holding that position and that curvature, I'm going to move the beach ball around to the right hand side as if I'm still hugging it. I'm then going to lift the beach ball up. I'm then going to take the beach ball to the left. And then I'm going to round and come back to that juicy C-shaped upper body curve here. Then I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to take the beach ball to the left. I'm going to take the beach ball up. I'm going to take it to the right. And then I'm going to round forwards. Okay, do it one more time either way. So we're going round to the right, staying in that upper body curve. We come briefly out of the curve to lift the beach ball up. Then we go to the left, and then we round forwards back to beach ball hug. Okay, and this is all done on straight legs, left, and then we come up, and then we go to the right, and then we come forwards. Okay, just bring the upper body up from there, but keep the arms here. We're now going to add a bend to it. So we're going to come into our plie. Okay, knees are going over the toes. Don't let those knees roll in. The weight wants to be on your little toes and your heels. Knees over toes. Core still engaged, holding around the beach ball, round forwards over that beach ball to look down. So it's the upper body curve with plie. Take the beach ball round to the right. Stay in your plie, lift the beach ball up. Stay in your plie, take the beach ball to the left, and then come back to the central curve. Then go to the left, stay in the plie. Then lift the beach ball up. Take your eye line with that movement of the beach ball and end in your curve. One more either way. Can you go a little bit deeper into that bend? Can you hold a deeper plie as you take this body movement with upper body curve. And if it's too much, do come up to straight legs again. Come out of that bend and do your last circle round, either in the deepest plie you can do, or up on straight legs. After this last upper body curve, bring the beach ball up, let go of the beach ball. Never been so glad to let go of the beach ball, and just give everything a little shake out. Good, okay, so going back to our plie position, we're going to do some plain flexions and extensions of the knees in our plie. Okay, so our arms start out to the side, shoulders down, palms down. We're going to breathe in. As we breathe out, we're going to bend the knees, knees over toes, and bring the arms together into that curve. And then we're simply going to breathe in and come up again. So we're breathing out to go down, and we're breathing in to come up. Exhale down, knees over toes. Inhale up. If I show you from the side, do 4 more. Make sure that when you're bending down, you're not letting your bottom sit back. So the pelvis is going straight down, knees are going over toes. We're not letting those knees roll in. 2 more. Try not to let that happen. That's it. 1 more time. Good. We're now going to go down, curve the arms, open the arms, and then take the right arm over to side stretch, and then open back out. So we're staying in our plie. We curve the arms to bring the fingers together. We open the arms, then left arm goes over, and we open out. 2 more. We curve, we open, stay in plie, right arm comes over to side stretch and open out. 1 more time, curve the arms forwards. If you need to come out of plie, you can. Left arm over. Let's come back out. Those in plie come up to straight legs. Relax your legs for a second, give them a little shake. Okay, next variation, if you just want to watch me, same configuration with the arms, we're just going to be tapping and coming back to the plie, but transferring our weight. So this time, we start in our plie, we bring our arms together, we transfer to the left leg to tap the right foot as we open the arms. Right arm then goes over to side stretch and opens back out. As the fingers come back together, we sit into our central plie. We then transfer to the right leg to tap the left out. We then take the left arm over and we open out. Let's go 6 more. So we plie, fingers together. Transfer off, over and out. Plie, fingers together. Transfer over. Same arm as leg that's out to the side, goes over to side stretch and back. 1 more time either way. So plie down in the center. Transfer over to one leg. Arm comes over. Arms comes back. 1 more time, plie, fingers together. Transfer over into side stretch and come out. Good. And just relax for a second again. Yeah, anything that needs a shake in between these reps, please feel free to come to that position. Okay, next thing, we're going to take some of our rises. We're going to still use our externally rotated position and still have those legs wider than hip width. Okay, from there, place your hands onto your hips. Feel the length from the crown of the head and the softness of the shoulders. We're going to bend the knees, knees over toes. Doesn't need to be a deep bend. We're then going to squeeze the inner ankles and we're going to lift the heels off. Keeping the heels lifted, we're then going to straighten the knees. And then we're going to slowly lower those heels back down. So we bend the knees first. Keep your core engaged, your shoulders soft. Lift the heels. Can you stay balanced there with bent knees? We then elevate from the crown of the head to squeeze the inner legs, wrap the glutes, and then we lower the heels down. 1 more time that way. So we do the bend first. We lift the heels off. That's the hard bit. We then lengthen up, squeezing the inner ankles, and then we soften down. 1 more time. We bend. We lift the heels. We add the rise slowly, and then we lower those heels down. Let's do it the other way. So this time we're going to do the rise first. We're then going to bend the knees, but keep the heels off. We're then going to plant the heels, and then come up to straight legs. Good. So we add the rise first. Watch your shoulders, haven't done this. We add the bend of the knees and keep the heels lifted, then we lower the heels, and then we come to straight legs. One more time. Rise first, keep the heels lifted, lower into that bend, then lower the heels down, then come up to straight legs. Good, and again, just step in. Just do a couple of pulses, lifting, alternate heels. Stand back wide again, this turn parallel, and let's just take another 2 either way of those pelvic circles that we did before. So in between, we're just trying to bring a little bit of fluidity back. Give ourselves a little break. These plie exercises are harder than they look. That's it, so everyone's doing really well. And make sure that you do stop at any point if you need to. So we're going to give the body, excuse me for having to pull up my pregnancy leggings. We're going to come and work parallel now. We're going to have a break from that externally rotated position. And we're going to do a parallel split squat lunge. So you're going to bring your right leg forwards and your left leg back. Okay, make sure you're not stood on the same line, one foot in front of the other. Make sure you're stood hip width apart. Hands on your hips. You're going to temporarily bring most of your weight into the front leg, so you lift off your back heel, and then tap that foot a little bit further away from you to give you a bit more of a wider stance. So feet, knees and hips are facing forwards, shoulders are down, and then take your weight evenly through both legs. So if I face the side, you'll be in this position here, okay? Keep the core drawn in and the shoulders down. We're going to lower down for 3. We're going to bend the knees and lower 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to come up. 2, 3. So we lower down. And we breathe in and we come up. 2, 3. 3 more times. Lowering down. 2, 3. This time hold. 2, 3. Then come up. 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2, 3. So lowering down. 2, 3. Shoulders soft. Hold. 2, 3. Coming up. 2, 3. And pausing. 2, 3. One more time. Lower down. 2, 3. Pause and hold. 2, 3. Coming up. 2, 3. And this time, step that back foot back in. Little wiggle. And then we're going to go left foot forward, right leg back. Same thing. Feet are hip width. Feet, knees and hips facing your front. Hands on the hips, shoulders down. Chin in slightly. Taking the weight forward to lift off the back heel. And then tapping the foot behind you. Shoulders down. Core nice and drawn in. And then make the weight even as if you're a tripod through the centre of both of those legs. So let's just take a plain one to begin with, bending down. It doesn't need to be a deep bend. You could just bend a little bit. So if you need to, keep this bend nice and small. Okay, this time we're going to lower for 3. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to come up in 3. So you're just thinking, even though it's smooth, it's a 1, 2, 3. Lower and an up, 2, 3. Lift. This time, on a breath out, we're going to lower. 2, 3. We're going to hold. 2, 3. And then we're going to come up. 2, 3. 2 more times. We lower. 2, 3. Breathe in, hold. 2, 3. Breathe out, up. 2, 3. Breathe in, hold. 2, 3. One more time. Down. 2, 3. Hold. 2, 3. Come up. 2, 3. And step in. Another little shake. Okay, how are we all feeling? Hopefully we're doing okay. Do take a break if you need to. We're going to go straight into one more exercise using that parallel lunge split. This time we're going to be working with a little bit of a rotation. So I'm going to show you two different levels. We're going to start with the right foot forwards and the left foot back again. Same setup as before, okay? But the level of bend is going to be an option, how deep you go into that plie. And then we are going to take some rotations. So if you just watch me, I've got my right leg in front and my left leg behind. I'm down in my plie. I'm going to imagine I've got hold of a box. I'm going to reach my box away from my front leg. I'm then going to stay in my plie, come through by my chest and reach down past my front leg. So I'm holding this lunge as I take a rotation. Now, if that rotation was too much for you, you could just be up on straight legs and take a diagonal reach with the body, but don't bend those legs. Okay, so right leg forward, left leg back. Lift off the back heel, fix that position, stay parallel, come into the bend when you're ready. Shoulders soft, tummy drawn in. Get hold of your imaginary box. We're going to take the box away from the front right leg, so we're going to reach up to the top left. We're going to breathe in here. As we breathe out, we're going to come through the middle with our box and then cross over our front right leg. So we twist. We breathe in and come up through the middle and reach away from our front leg again. Holding the lunge, we breathe out, come through the middle and down to the right. So the bigger you make this movement and the deeper you're in the bend, the harder you're going to be working. If you need to keep it softer, then you could come up to straight legs and just take the movement, focusing on the twist from the waist, but without the bending of the knees. Do it 2 more times. So you're reaching up, you're coming through the middle, and you're reaching down. Last time on this right side, I'll join in with you for that last lunge. That's it, through the middle, down to the right. Bring the box back to your chest and step that back leg back in. Okay, again, little shake. I'm loving everybody's little shakeouts there when they're in between an exercise. I can see that everyone's got their go-to little shake. Okay, so other side, left leg forwards, right leg back. Remember, you can just stay on straight legs and bring your stance a little bit narrower. Okay, so if it's too much on legs, stay straight. Otherwise, establish that split squat lunge position. Weight down through both legs, we're going to bend both knees. Then get hold of our imaginary box. We're going to take the box away from the front left leg and up to the right diagonal. As we breathe out, we take it through center and down over that left leg. Good, we inhale, we come back up. Looking up to it as well is a way of making this harder. Those that know in my classes, if you want to keep it easier, like I'm doing now, keep your eye line to the front and just do the movement of your arms and your body. To make it harder, follow with your eyes the positioning of your arms and your hands. One more time, staying in that lunge, reaching away from the front leg, coming through the middle and down over the front leg. This time, bring the box to center, step back in and do our little jigs. Okay, I think we need to do a little bit more than a jig now. I think we need to give these legs a little bit of a stretch. Okay, so we're going to come and do a standing quadricep stretch. Now, you might want to come and hold on for this one if you've got something handy. Okay, so if you're going to hold on with your left hand, and we're going to bend both knees and we're going to hold around the front of the right ankle. And then we're going to very gently and slowly stand back upright and bring the right knee underneath the hip. Okay, so if I stand to the side, we've got a hold of the ankle. My right knee's underneath my hip, and I'm going to think of tucking my tailbone underneath me. So do a little cheeky hip thrust forwards, and that will bring in a little bit more stretch through the front of that thigh. Try not to let, if I stand to the diagonal, try not to let those legs open to the side or arch your back. Keep your belly in. And breathe. Think of the knee as anchoring down towards the mat and your tailbone tucking underneath. Shoulders nice and easy. Take a breath in and a breath out. Release that leg down. Okay, so switch sides. I haven't actually got it here, but sometimes I use a yoga strap to help with this one. So if you are struggling to reach the ankle, which is probably the hardest bit, you could get a loop, maybe a bit of TheraBand or your dressing gown belt, and pop it around the front of your ankle to help pull that leg up. But for now, unfortunately, I haven't got anything to demo that one with you. So we've now got the left knee, and if I stand in the centre, your left knee is directly underneath your left hip. Try not to be wonky in the hips. Tuck your tailbone underneath you, lengthen the front of the knee towards the mat, and soften those shoulders. Keep with that little posterior pelvic tuck to lengthen through here. That's it, take a nice deep breath in, and breath out, release. Okay, standing a little bit wider again, another stretch, but parallel, so feet, knees and hips facing forwards, hands onto the hips. We're going to bend into our right knee a little bit more, keeping our left leg straight, but without locking out that left knee. Okay. If I face slight diagonal, what I'm now going to do is I'm going to breathe in. As I breathe out, I'm going to hinge from my hips and come forwards, keeping my chest lifted and lifting my tailbone. And I'm going to bend more into that right leg. Okay. And now think of sinking your left groin down towards your right hip. So do a very subtle little hip drop on that left side to get a little bit more stretch through this left side. Okay, tuck your chin in towards your chest, lengthen from the crown of the head, and hold that stretch there for 2 more nice deep breaths. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And come up to both straight legs in the centre. And then bend your left knee. Let the body weight sink down to the left. Keeping the chest lifted, we're going to simply hinge forwards with the upper body. Over. Okay. Going to bend a little bit deeper into that left knee if you can. And think this time of taking your right hip down towards your left inner heel. So you create a little bit of a hip tilt naturally down the way you're going. Tuck your chin in so you're not holding any tension through the head and the neck. And take 2 deep breaths there. Good. Come back up to straight legs, hinge and come back up. Bring those feet in. I'm going to stay on the diagonal because I think it gives you the best demo, best view of me. Both knees are going to be soft, standing parallel. You're going to tap your right heel forwards on the floor. Okay. Then going to lift both arms up. Slowly, we're going to hinge from the hips, keeping a little bend in that front knee. We're going to fold the body over to curve the body. And then we're going to curve and round back up to our arms above us. So it's like we're folding over with the arms straight to get that hamstring stretch. And then it's as if we're doing that roll-up phase to come back up. So this is a nice dynamic stretch of the hamstrings, but you will also be working that supporting left leg. Once you've come up, step the legs in. Bend both knees again, tap the left heel out in front of you. Keep those toes lifted. Breathing in as we breathe out. Think of sticking your bottom back, hinge the hips back. Draw the body forwards over gently. And then uncurl to come back up. So I breathe out as I go forwards. And I breathe in as I come up one more time. Exhale, fold over those legs. Inhale, unfold to come back up. Standing back up, bring those arms down. And do a couple of shoulder rolls. Okay, quick time check for me. Brilliant. So we do have one more plie exercise to do. Yay, I can hear you all shout. However, I do realise we probably want a little bit of a break from that. So we're going to come into a 4-point kneeling position. And we're going to come and do our ripple movement with our spine. So we're going to open our knees a little bit wider and bring our feet together. And if you need to, you could grab some extra padding and pop it in between your heels and your bottom. If you know that knee flexion is tough for you in this position, pad yourselves up underneath. Okay, we're then going to lower our hands to the mat, soften the elbows and come down into our child's pose. Now from our child's pose, we are going to take the hands slightly further forwards, anchor down through the fingers, and then tuck and scoop your belly button away from the mat, as if you're trying to open up between your shoulder blades and take your mid-back towards the ceiling. So I've gone from here to a little angry cat scoop. I'm going to hold that scoop as I transition off my heels and back up to floor point. So I'm still in that curvature. I'm then going to softly lower into an anterior tilt and take my eye line forwards. So I'm now in my cow position. And I'm going to sit and hinge back to where I started in this position here with my chest lifted, and then I'm going to finally soften my head down. I'm going to do that 3 more times. So we're going to curve our back, push through the hands, tuck your tailbone underneath you, lift your belly button away from the mat, and you're going to round up and come up to that lovely angry cat position. We're then going to take the head out, the eye line out, soften the shoulders, relax the belly button towards the mat, lift the tailbone, and then sit back, keeping the tailbone and the chest lifted, and then you're going to relax your head down. 1 more time. So we tuck our tailbone underneath us, we lift the belly button away from the mat, we activate through the hands, and we create that nice rounded curvature as we come back up. We then change to the cow, tailbone lift, chest lift, shoulders away from ears, and we gently sink back and sit back. Okay, take a couple of nice deep breaths there. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And then bring the hands underneath the shoulders and just gently roll up from there. Take any padding that was underneath your bottom. Okay, you might want to keep 1 small pad in there because we're going to come and do a kneeling hip flexor stretch. So we're going to pop the pillow, if you need it, underneath the left knee, and we're going to step the right leg forwards. Okay, hands onto the pelvis, onto the top of the hips. All we're going to do is tuck your tailbone underneath you. Okay, so just do a little tuck, which will hopefully lengthen through the front of this thigh. And then we're just going to lift the arms up and just feel that whole anterior body nice and stretched. And we're just going to breathe here, 3 breaths, in through the nose and out through the mouth. If it's too much with the arms up, just keep your arms on your hips, but keep that feeling of tucking your pelvis underneath you. 2 more nice deep breaths. Good, and then we're going to switch legs carefully. So bring the right leg onto any cushioning if you need it, left leg out in front, so we're nice and square with this position. Feet, knees and toes facing forwards, hands on the hips, and then tuck your tailbone underneath you. That's it, keeping the core engaged, the shoulders soft. It's almost like you're thrusting your hips slightly further forwards in that position to lengthen through that front of that supporting thigh. Keep your shoulders soft and then maybe extend the arms up. Keep the shoulders soft but lengthen through the fingertips. And take a couple of breaths. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale there. And exhale out. Good, release down. Okay, we're going to come up to standing from here. So come up just as you need to. Okay. How's everyone feeling? Give me a little thumbs up or thumbs down if we're all right. Anne's feeling like having a sleep. Okie dokie, 1 last plie exercise, I promise. Okay, so Those that have done my classes before, you might recognise this one. I'm going to quickly demo it. We're coming back to our externally rotated, slightly wider plie position. Okay, so for this one, we're in our plie, our arms are out to the side, and we're going to be changing from the plie here to pivoting on this moving leg to rotate into a side lunge that we've been working in. So we go from parallel here to opening out back to external rotation plie. And then we rotate back in on the other side to come to parallel lunge, arms in front, and then we open out to plie in the center. So the key is to keep the knee nice and soft and lift the foot off a little bit so you can turn it in. If you keep that leg fixed to the floor and screw it, there's more chance of damaging knees. So keep the knees soft the whole time, and we're going to be alternating outwards to inwards, okay? So take your arms out to the side, soften those shoulders, come down into the plie. Let's just do it slowly. We're going to fold the left side in. So release your left foot and left arm. Slowly turn to a parallel squat and hold there. We release the left arm and left leg again to pivot back out to where we started. Then we release the right arm and the right leg to turn in. And then we release the right arm and the right leg to turn out. Let's do that 6 more times. Come up and over, exhale. Inhale to center. And 5, exhale. Inhale to center. And 4, exhale. Inhale to center. So we're going from turned out to turned in. Inhale to center. One more time either side. Turn in. Turn out. One more time. Turn in. Turn out. Now this is where the hard bit comes. We're going to turn in. So our weight's on 2 legs here. I want you to go from 2 legs to 1 leg as you bring the back knee in, slight upper body curve, and then step it back. So weight's on 2 legs to 1 leg to curl the leg in, arms come down, and then we step back. 2 more. So I breathe out as I fold in, and I breathe in as I step back. 1 more. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, step back. Now we're going to open out in between. Breathe. Last side, turn the right side in. So we're parallel. 2 legs, breathing in. Breathe out, stay on a slightly bent supporting leg as we fold the back leg in. And then inhale, we step back. 3. Inhale, step back. 2 more. Exhale. Inhale, step back. Last time. Exhale. Inhale, step back. Open out to center. Hold, lengthen the arms one last time. Push up to straight legs. And give everything a nice shake out. Do your little famous jig one more time. Lovely. Okay, just standing with our feet hip width. Relax those knees. Let's take some double arm raises and lowers. Don't know about you, I can feel my heart rate has got up a little bit there. 2 more, just nice and easy in your own time. And again, inhale, lengthen. And exhale, release. Couple of shoulder rolls there. Okay, last but not least, we're going to come down to the mat. This is still stretchy time, so don't worry. So we're either going to come and sit in a seated mermaid position, but with the right leg forwards and the left leg behind us if we can. If that's too uncomfortable for you, you could just sit with both legs out in front of you, either crossed or straight. But preferably Right leg in front, left leg softly behind. Okay, if you're in last night's class, we did this one last night. Right hand on the mat, we're going to soften into that hand, soften the elbow, and take the left arm up and over. And we're just looking down towards the right hand side. We're then going to come up and over. Either place the left hand just on the mat or hold the top of your left knee and then bring the right arm up and over and keep your gaze down towards your legs. That's it. And then we do it again. We take the right arm down, we soften, left arm comes over. It's a bit easier to move that way. And then the left arm to left knee, right arm up. So that's the one that really opens up that lower right side. One more time this way. Right hand down, take the left arm over. Left arm down, take the right arm over. Good, recover the arms. Now from there, bring both legs round to the front. If you've been sat how I've been sat, and then have your left leg in front and your right leg behind you. So left hip is externally rotated, right hip is internally rotated. If that's compressing that hip too much, you can just do that here. Okay, so left hand down, right arm's going to come up. Inhale, right arm down, left arm comes up. Inhale, 4 more. So if you've got your back leg behind you, it's going to be a nice feeling to go away from the leg. And then it's going to be a little bit harder, so you might need to hold that back knee to come up and over the other way. One more time either way. Left arm down, right arm over. Right arm down, left arm over. Good, and from there, just bring the soles of the feet together. Soften the hands onto the outer ankles. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you breathe out, just gently fold the hips to fold the tummy towards the heels. So keep your chest lifted to get as much fold as you can, and then relax the head and the neck down. And breathe. Take some nice deep breaths. Keep the head and the neck nice and easy. That's it. And just allow this to be your end of practice pose. Bringing that heart rate back down. One more deep breath. Breathing into any areas that feel tight. Breathing out to soften. And then rolling back up to seated. Well done, guys. That was a tough class. So we are going to do a 5 minutes relaxation just to have a little bit of a chill and pause on the end of that. So I'll give you a minute or two to get into a position either on your back or your side or seated, where you can fully be supported by the floor and nice and relaxed. So grab any extra pillows you might need for possibly underneath your head. If you're on your back, you may want a couple of pillows or blankets underneath the knees. If you're on your side, you might want a cushion in between the knees. So just spend a moment getting into your most comfortable position for you. Give you a moment to do that. Have some water if you've got some water with you.